A man who does not have a job, doesn't even hunt for one, does not even have a company or some sort of a business, is actually a wound to society and also to his own very parents that gave birth unto him. This is true even to the woman. A woman that does not preserve her purity, her virginity, she is also a wound to whoever she is going to marry because she did not preserve her strength and her worth as a woman before she even got married. These are conversations society is not willing to have, but we are going to have it now today online, where I'm going to tell you that if you are a man and you are not running out there for a job and you're not building your worth, you are as useless to the society as even a very plastic that's sitting on the side of the road. Same as the woman. If you are not preserving your purity and your worth as a woman, you are as useless as a little plastic that is on the side of the road. We need to build up people who become useful even to the hands of God, not people who are morally decayed and unwilling to change that decayedness.
This is the message to all Isiolo youth. I just came out of Bunge la Mwananchi here in Jacaranda, and I felt a very big pain, the way young people really are discussing issues affecting them on these grounds here. Lakini nyinyi juzi nasikia mulipelekwa Nanyuki, you are taken to Nanyuki, you are given some little money, yourselves. And here you are, the money is finished. You are purportedly saying you wrote a memorandum of understanding with the county government leadership of Governor Guyo. I want to advise you one thing, young people. Integrity is not for everyone. And if you think Governor Guyo is going to employ you, you must be a very big fool. This guy said he's going to build a rehabilitation center for Isiolo. Our youth are drug addicts. They are dying from ketamine. They are dying from miraa. Some of master's students are driving boda because they don't have jobs. So you think a whole governor calling you to Nanyuki to give you some 200,000 Kenya shillings will make your problems go away? You must be a very big joker. And this is very painful. This is the reason why watu wa Isiolo, some of us, we are afraid of that county. Some of us, we are listened more here in Nairobi than in our county. Because the problem with the voters in Isiolo, they can only listen to people who can give them handouts. They can never listen to some of us who are giving ideas here, who are giving things that matter to the people. They can never do that. They will always go for the people who lie to them, give them 1,000, give them 500 shillings, give them any amount of money that will make them shut up. I really wanted to comment about this, but I have just avoided myself. But today I could not, because of what I have seen here in Bunge la Mwananchi, the way young people are agitated, the way they are speaking for the issues affecting them. And the Isiolo youths, the best you could have ever asked from the governor is some 1,000 shillings, of which you fought like fox kwa town ya watu. For all those people who organize those Twitter spaces and saying, oh, we need integrity, we need openness, transparency. Some of you were in that Twitter space, and here you are begging from Governor Guyo the money. So integrity yenu mutapeleka wapi? Where are you going to take your integrity and the sense of liberty? What are you going to tell us? Some of you muna behave as if Isiolo County ni yenu pekee as youths. Some of us, we fought. We fought. Since the time I was a student leader in campus, I've been speaking against the leadership. Na tunakuja hapa tunasema Isiolo has a future. There is no future we are having as Isiolo County. If that is the status of our youth, then there is no place we are going, honestly speaking. Tukae tukijua hivyo.
Yeah, you done? So, yeah. So addressing the African young guys, young people. We are the next leaders. Do we seem to be, by any chance, close to be responsible, accountable, to take the mantle, to take this Kenya forward? I'm so glad there's this guy who has just said how the Isiolo young men are being bribed, you see, to vote, are being cheated, and they blend into what politicians are telling them. Young people nowadays, especially African young people, are too much into their phones. You know, they love memes, then they can love their fellow comrades. Yeah. But when they are done with their phones, they start talking about progress. And do you know what next they talk about? Ule afanyi kazi. They start pointing fingers. Ni yule afanyi kazi. Leaders are corrupt. Have you ever asked yourself a question? Who gives leaders space to steal? It is you, the young people. Actually, I've done some few interviews with my fellow comrades. And I've carried on an interviewing my fellow comrades. And you can feel the conversation that they're having, how they answer the questions. And this, from the interviews I've carried on, tells me that there's some sense of self that is lacking in these people. But who will tell these comrades, who will tell the young people that what you need is actually to understand who you are? Understand the problems facing Africa, facing Kenya, facing your country. And before you start blaming, before we start talking about those problems, design the kind of solutions that we need to implement to get those problems solved. For example, if we keep talking about Ruto must go, and of course I support Ruto must go with his regime, the Ruto is a problem, and the reason why Ruto is a problem is because he promised to be the solution. He showed us the interest of understanding what our problems were. And then we say, it's okay, we need to vote you in for you to solve our problems. But can I ask you a question? Can you solve a problem? Solve a problem with the people whose mentality is to be lazy, to be expectant, to be dependent, to be parasites, who don't know how to take responsibilities. Actually, there's these two regimes I like. There's Uhuru's regime and Ruto's regime. Do you know the secret of these regimes? The Uhuru's regime put money in Uwezo Fund and Youth Fund. And Uhuru was very clear. He said, young people, you have to come together, ndio mwende mchukue loan, mfanye biashara. The only people who did that ni wanawake wa Kikuyu. Walikuja pamoja and then wanaendea Youth Fund. Actually, it was so amazing to me. Nilienda Makadara hapa Islando. Nilienda Makadara and niliingia kwa office ya Uwezo Fund. I think it is Uwezo Fund. Yeah. And the officer who was in the office, as we had a conversation, he told me, nowadays we don't have young people in Eastlands. I was like, what are you talking about? Because we have money in the office. We have money in the office, but the only people coming for this money are old people. And I'm like, what do you mean? He says young people are not coming for this money, are not coming together. Young people are not able to come together, form a group, have an agenda, and go for the loans. And you know what? One of the things that mesmerized me, that amazed me. The officer told me, you know what? To repay this loan back, it will take you 24 months. How many that? That is 2 good years. Hata kama nyinyi ni wajinga. 10 people, one agenda, one aim, 2 years. Pana mwezi kwa umetengeneza pesa mzuri. Mnafaa kurudisha hata 1 year umerudisha hizo pesa, and you start another project, and you take another loan, and you grow your interest rate, and you continue growing until the limit of 500,000. Can you imagine that? But where are the young people smoking, mogoka, talking? Who is solving the problems of Kenya? Who is going to take who is going to precede? Who is going to take over from Ruto? When you look at it now, Look at Kalonzo. Kalonzo is becoming, every single day is becoming useless and tasteless. Look at Uparanya. We cannot talk about those ones. Did you see Musalia Mudavadi seated like a kuku imenyeshewa besides President Ruto, waiting for the loan, not able to express himself? And those are the kind of leaders who are leading us, and you expect us to move forward. Raila, an old regime which is unfunctional. We are waiting for Raila to speak. Look at Kasmuel, a noisemaker, a person without a vision, a person without a design, a person who is not able to communicate, who is not able to listen, who is not able to understand from other people's view. You see, those are the kind of leaders that we need to put in the government for us to move forward. You know, this is just but a dream. So the Kenyan youth need to sit down and understand, you know what? We are the Kenyan youth. And of course, we are the ones who are supposed to lead. We're supposed to sit down and ask ourselves, what do we need to see this nation look like? You see? And therefore, having understood that, take the lead. Take the lead. Go to the shamba. Empower the farmers. But imagine a university student is not able to empower a university student who has graduated with the agro-business and is very knowledge. He has a lot of information about it. But do you know what this person is looking for? Anataka kuwa maid Qatar. Out of studying all those, anataka tu kuenda China. Anataka tu kuenda sijui Lebanon. And you look at this person, do you have brain? Did you study? Are you what is wrong with this person? You can come up with a small organization with few people and register this organization, go to the mashamba huko, and do not be a broker. Be the person who empowers farmers. Now, let me tell you guys, those young people who are making noise in the streets and who want to go to the Mandamano, can I tell you this? Do you know Ruto right now is planning to launch the cooperatives from Russia, from US? Sindio, zikuja ku control farming systems in Kenya. And what does that tell you? Don't we have people who are studying agribusiness in Kenya? Then what is the need of the universities? What is the need of these institutions? They don't really make sense to us, because the people who are produced as students and graduates from those universities, they are becoming politicians and useless idiots who want to be trafficked abroad to work for other people, when they have the knowledge to implement in the nation for the progress, for the development of this country. So we need to understand before we start talking. Who is working for you? What is GDP? What is inflation? You see, why do we have more people consuming and very little people doing the production? We have more people consuming, more people are living in towns, and even those ones who are living at home, they're waiting for you toka Nairobi when na chakula ushago. They're not ukienda mdo ushago ni poor, ananunua mpaka mboga. Mpaka unajiuliza, what is wrong? The system is leaked. You see, and therefore a man who doesn't work does not deserve to eat. That is a useless person, is a burden to the family, is a burden, is not eligible to get married, because you're going to be a burden to your wife and to your husband. If we have such kind of people in the society, we need to get lead of these people. And that is why Idi Amin, is it Idi Amin or who, from Uganda, who used to, anafagia kijiji, those people are useless. We need to get lead of them. And that's why Ruto is doing the same thing but in a different way. He says, okay, you are stupid, na umesoma, enda Lebanon. Umesoma, and you are stupid, enda US, wafanyie kazi. Because you study, but what you studied, you are not able to use it. So which means the education that you have in you is dead. You're worthless. So we need to wake up as young people and understand that which kind of design do we want to see this country look like? We need to stand and speak sense, not just always arguing who is right, who is wrong. You see, sometimes you agree to disagree and leave the water flow, because that is where the solutions come from, you see. So be conscious when you're listening to people, and understand, have a design, have a plan on what you want. Walk majestically and boldly and achieve it, because it has a meaning and it has a great connection with yourself. Wake up.